So there seems to have been a lot of shit going on the past few days in Minnesota. However bad we thought it was, it's way worse. Whistleblower sounds the horn. Major food production plants in Minnesota have brought in Somalians who defecated and urinated everywhere. This food is being distributed all over the US and Canada. Here's a list of all the major food processing plants in Minnesota, which include General Mills, Land O'Lakes, Schwann's, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Kemp's Dairy, and Pilgrim's Pride. There's a metric fuck ton of processing plants, as you can see here. And then there's this video.
I've seen that my former home state of Minnesota is currently in the news due to Trump and the Somalian issue. I worked in a major food production facility that supplies the United States and Canada with food. I watched as they brought Somalians in, and they began to urinate and defecate wherever they please within this food production facility plant. We had to put up signs explaining how to use the bathroom correctly, but yet it was never corrected. I seen as grown men wash their genitals within the sinks.
Ew.
Made homemade bidets from the garbage in the break rooms.
What?
And then brought in a roach infestation to the plant. Once again, I will tell you this is a major food production facility and cannot shut down for anything. I did, however, have it shut down once for a lockdown, due to one of them returning to the food processing facility with a knife. It's a real problem, and it's a major reason why I left Minnesota. I just want everyone to know that I hold no ill towards these people. It's not their fault. They come from somewhere that has a private problem and is ran by tribes. There's no rule of law. How do you expect them to integrate within modern society is beyond me.
This guy's skirting
I do,
close
however,
to the
blame
line.
the state of Minnesota. I watched as they brought these people in with the sole purpose of driving down the wage. They want to make wage slaves. People ask themselves, how is it that someone could work this job? How else will we get people to work here? Unless we bring in immigrants. You're holding them hostage. You are bringing these people in and holding them hostage. They are nothing more than a modern slave. I've seen it myself. As these poor people come into this country and are treated so horribly in these jobs, or are forced to integrate into something that they don't understand, on the sole fact that they're trying to feed their family back home. It's a terrible thing, and it's truly sad to watch. As I said, I hold no ill will towards these people, and I understand why they did come to this country. I completely get it. I would also want to try to leave Somalia, or Mexico, or wherever else these people come from. But when they get here and are forced to do the slave labor of the entitled and rich who watch their lawn get pampered by them, or their food made by them, or even driven around by these people, it's wrong, and we all know it. And it's time to stand up and do something right about it. Is that sending everyone back? I honestly don't know. But we need to do something. It's a sad situation that the United States has put itself in and has allowed to happen. With the rise of inflation, the problems will only get worse. Right now is the time to try to act, either by raising the wages and allowing these people to integrate into society, or by sending them back. There's no in between.
Man's already went over how the integration isn't possible, though.
I don't know what else to say. I seen a country growing up that was rich, and I felt like I always had hope. Currently, I don't. This is larger than a Somalian issue, and larger than what I've seen in food production. This is a true problem for America.
Thank you. Thank you, Eskimo man. I thought that this was a very interesting video, and a lot of people have replied to this as well. I would like to know, because once again, this guy posted how many different food plants are in Minnesota. So this guy could be talking about literally any one of these, and we don't know which one it is because he chose to not name it. He just said that the only time the plant shut down was when one of the Somalians brought a knife onto the production floor, and it's a plant that really can't shut down as it would have massive consequences. Send them back and press serious charges against the companies bringing them in. This is something that absolutely needs to happen. The companies hiring them need to have repercussions. The people in the positions of power to hire these people at these companies need to have severe repercussions. We have Somalians are now protesting President Trump by urinating on his Walk of Fame star.
Somalia, no government, no safety, no police, no nothing, just anarchy.
And it made me think of like...
Somalia.
It made me think of like that meme where... Can I even describe this meme or would I get in trouble? I don't know. But it made me think of a meme. Maybe it made you think of the meme too. Oh, that'll show. Yeah. Yeah, how about we act exactly like what he's accusing us of? That'll show him. That'll show him. A journalist in Minnesota is trending after spending a day with Somalians in Minneapolis, finding every interviewee prefers Sharia law and would rather live in Somalia than under American law, stating Somalia has more freedom than America. Now, this is just 1 minute and 30 seconds, and all of these like on the ground interviewee stuff, I'm pretty sure people try and just pick out whatever they want from the massive amount of people they go around and ask. So unless there was a much longer video, I'm not going to say that every single person believes the same way, but it's interesting to see. I'll be interested how many people he does speak to in this short clip.
Neighborhood of Minneapolis. Do you feel more comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. I'm a Muslim. I prefer Sharia law. Sharia law, yes.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
And do you find most of your friends feel the same way?
Yeah, of course. If you're Muslim, yeah.
He can make his daughter marry somebody.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. He has the authority, you know?
The authority to do that.
Yeah, to do that, yeah.
So here, how young do you think it's okay?
Yeah, 15.
Is it right to kill somebody who insults Muhammad?
Yeah, because she is just, she had the religion, I understand. But she shouldn't pick up the prophet, you know?
So you understand why people would want to attack her?
Yeah.
If you had a choice, would you rather live here or would you rather live in the Muslim country?
I'd rather live in a Muslim country with my people.
Would you prefer to live in America or prefer to live in Somalia?
For me, I think it's Somalia.
Then why here?
I'm not Americanized. I just speak fluent, and I'm, you know what I mean. I'm articulate, and I can articulate what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean. That's about it. But other than that, I mean, as far as my culture and my preferences and everything, it's still Somali. You know what I mean.
Then why here?
Yeah, even though here you have all the freedom and stuff like that.
And even though I have all the freedom,
I think life might be better in Somalia than here.
Because now you have the
Binary Mind is saying this footage is from 2015 or 2016. Why are people on the internet doing this? Why is this such a rapid reoccurrence where everyone posts stuff? It's not even like relinked from anywhere. Also, breaking. If this is older footage, like I'm fine if you link something like, hey, we shouldn't be surprised at what's happening now because this is what they were saying a decade ago. But I think people need to put that on here. That's crazy. Asmon said something funny. Thought she said sinophobic, and that's the only part where I was like, oh really, I want to hear more. What does that mean?
He's always been a racist, a bigot, a xenophobic, and Islamophobic.
Whoever runs a campaign on taking parasites like this and kicking them out of our fucking country, I will vote for them. I am so sick of these clowns that come here from foreign fucking countries, advocate for their own foreign fucking problems here, and then they call us racist when we say, what about America?
Yep.
This is outrageous. This is an insult. There's no such. Islamophobia is a made-up word that's invented to stop criticism of Islam.
To stop criticism, and to not only do that, but if you call someone Islamophobic, you can use that as a cudgel point to try and wreak havoc on their lives. You can try to get them fired. You can try to get them cut from sponsors. It is the same exact thing as calling someone a racist or a Nazi. It is just language used against you in order to use your principles against you.
Phobia, Islamophobia. Get the fuck out of here.
We know that he called African nations a shithole in his...
Because they are. They are shitholes. What are you talking about? You can see piles of bodies in satellites in the Sudan. That's a shithole. It is. It's a shithole. Like, what are we talking about? Do we really? Are we gonna pretend like it's not?
Nations a shithole in his first administration. We know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was going to stop Muslim immigration into this country. And
he said that he stopped Muslim immigration from 7 countries at the beginning of his first presidency that got denied, by the way. And there are more than 7 Muslim countries in the world. There's like 50 something.
And instead of going to other Muslim countries, they want to come to the U.S. I really wonder why. It takes a lot of IQ to really try and figure out what's going on.
What are you even talking about?
So it is not surprising that he is going after black immigrants in this country, and it's certainly.
Wait, how can she swing from talking about Islamophobia and Muslims and then say going after black immigrants? You gotta hit those talking points harder so that you can call everyone bad names.
Not surprising that he's choosing a black immigrant community that is also Muslim.
Of course, right? It's not because of the fraud. It's not because of the welfare levels. It's not because of anything else. It's actually
noticing that they're on a ton of welfare. That's just racist. You can't notice that. Pointing out that they've defrauded a bunch of different government systems. That's also racist. You can't do that. You just gotta let them keep taking advantage of you while they laugh at you for letting them take advantage of you. That's the only solution.
Because you're black. See, this is what people like this do, is that they constantly go and they fixate on identity. The fact is that nobody would be saying this if these people were contributing members of society.
True.
Nobody would be saying to us. Some people would be saying it, but I wouldn't be saying it.
Also true.
The fact is that these people come to the country, they live off of our benefits, they are net negatives to the country, and we are subsidizing their lifestyle so they can live here.
Not just their lifestyle so they can live here, but we're also subsidizing their entire, like that lady said, 10 to 20 people family back in Somalia's lifestyle. We're subsidizing their fucking civil wars back in Somalia. That should not be happening.
And to complain about it. It's ridiculous. This is a ridiculous insult to the country. And no other country in the world should ever expect to put up with this. You would never get away with this in China. You wouldn't get away with this probably in Japan even. You wouldn't get away with this in Saudi Arabia. You wouldn't get away with this in Russia. You wouldn't get away with this in, there's probably some European countries you would, because they have the same problem that we do.
Yep.
But in a general sense, a lot of these countries, like you go to Vietnam, you wouldn't get away with this. This is outrageous.
Go to Indonesia and they'd give you the cane, man. Come the fuck on. Like, other countries are allowed to have law and enforce that law, but if you in the US as an American citizen or in a European country want your laws enforced and want communities coming here to take advantage of your country and your welfare systems to have stricter barriers, you're suddenly this terrible, horrible Nazi person who needs to be destroyed.
The level of entitlement that these people have is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But what I would like to say is that most of us are citizens. On our passport, it says...
For now.
As we are nationals of this country, we love that Minnesota has welcomed us. Many of us...
We love that we've been able to take advantage of Minnesotans and steal so much of their tax dollars. It's been great. They don't say anything. And the people that do, we just call them racist and everybody fights them for us.
Big mistake, by the way. Should have never made them citizens.
Not been settled in Minnesota. We chose it as a home because the Minnesota people and the state is beautiful and very welcoming, and we are going to be here regardless of what the president has to say.
That smug face,
no,
man.
Just undo it. Son, do it. Yeah, that's it. Well, free handouts, deport them? Yep, doesn't matter to me. Absolutely. She might be the worst. Yeah, I think so. And settled in Minnesota, so they're settlers? I guess so, right? And because you had the best benefits?
Funny
yeah,
language.
of course, because Minnesota's giving them money. And it's very fucking obvious, isn't it? I mean, I feel like that's clearly what's happening. And anyone can be a citizen now, a way to devalue it. I mean, it's not really about that. It's just about a general sense of these people coming into the country and then being a drain on the country. Like, it's literally that simple. So, people try to turn this into a race and a religious thing, and I'm sure for some people it is, but for me it's not. It's you're coming in here, you don't like the country, you want to change everything, you want it to be more like the shithole you came from, and it is a shithole, by the way. It's absolutely a shithole. You don't even have Google Maps on there. Like, it's a fucking PvP server. And now you come here and you bring the same ideology, the same shit here.
You ravaged the RP bars in the PvE server because you couldn't contain your PvP to the PvP servers. Stop it. Stop ruining the RP bars.
And people do a protest in Michigan and they're getting assaulted. It's crazy. I don't know what, I hate these people, bro. I really do. Like, they come to our country and do this shit. And then they call us racist as if the problem is your skin color. No, it's what you're doing. It's outrageous.
But blaming people and calling them racist for pointing it out has worked for so fucking long. Like, why stop doing it? Especially if they get, like, you know, the foot soldiers on the ground who will just repeatedly say, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist, once they put that out in the ether because you called them on your fraudulent scams and shit. It's absurd that it's been able to work for so long. It's never been about race, man. It's about what is happening and what you're doing.
The level of manipulation. And I'm glad to see that very few people are still buying into the racism wool over their eyes. Oh, well, we're not going to listen to this. And, it's not that bad. No, man. Like, nobody gives a shit about that word anymore. It's so obnoxious. Aren't they racist too, though? Of course they're racist.
It's very
they're absolutely
obnoxious.
racist.
It's very obnoxious. As far as money sent abroad goes, if a legal immigrant wants to send a bit of cash to extended family that's earned from doing the work, that's fine, but no tax dollars should be going abroad. The Somalis are legal immigrants. They're just defrauding the system in order to get more money to send back home. Which is what, like, the meals thing was, the autism thing was. I can't even remember all of the different scams at this point. This guy said, I find myself agreeing with Ilhan, and this is an important thing for folks to understand. Minnesota nice is really a thing. Generally, we live in a very high trust community, and most of us would never even consider abusing a system like money for autistic kids. The Somali, however, do not share those same values. Hey, that's kind of what I said during the video. They are unaccustomed to living in a high trust society. They are the Somali pirates from the movies, and they see the Minnesota Nice programs as soft targets. This is another reason why they all need to go back to Somalia. And Jake Tapper here asking, why did fraud in Minnesota get so out of control?
Any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that, you know, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
Can you shed any...
It was your fault for making the systems too easy to take advantage of. It's not the Somalians' fault for doping you. Like I said, it's an incompatible cultural value. They believe that if you can take advantage of someone, that is your right and you have done a good thing for yourself and your family. And that person who got taken advantage of is an idiot for allowing it to happen. What happened is we got caught. Yeah, true. And then this is another clip here. It says, note how she presents herself much more softly and humbly in this interview. From the makeup to the head wrap to the tone of her voice, she's manipulative, dishonest, and radical. For the radical politics is a communication game that covers up their real agenda. So fundamentally fraudulent. And this is what you, like this person said, do you expect anything less than the daughter of a Marxist propagandist? To my knowledge, her father was part of, like, Somalian military from a regime that was ousted in Somalia, which is why she ended up coming to the U.S. in the first place. Imagine. Noam John, thank you. Ilhan Omar was one of the people who helped draft the program that got taken advantage of. That's even funnier. I did not know that she helped draft the program. So that's even funnier that she's saying, like, it was set up so fast, the guardrails weren't there, and she's the one who set it up. And she knows exactly how people are going to cheat the system, since she's from Somalia. That's very funny.
First of all, federal prosecutors say 59 people have been investigated in these schemes so far. Americans at large stole tens of billions of forms of aid during the pandemic all over the country. Minnesota's fraud scandal stands out, according to federal auditors. What are you hearing from investigators right now?
Well, I've been following the cases closely as they've gone through the courts. And
also, that is a wild thing to imagine, because we know how much PPP fraud there was all over the country with people setting up fake countries to get fucking free money from COVID loans. And the fact that specifically in this one Somalian community, everything is astronomically higher for fraud than the rest of the country is just a little insane.
We know that there are more indictments possibly coming. I think that number might go up to 73 is what I'm hearing.
Okay. Can you shed any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
And this should be where she talks about the guardrails, but it goes a little longer.
What happened is that, you know, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
You know, obviously, whatever the ethnic group, the actions of a few dozen should not impugn an entire community of thousands of people.
You'll never hate journalists enough, man. It's insane. I hate journalists. A Representative Mana Abdi, Democrat, of course, says that moving here from Somalia was boot camp and slams the housing she was provided.
Anything. So coming into the States, everything from the snow to, you know, the housing, the homes that we were all of a sudden occupying, everything was a shock, honestly. Every day was something new, and I'm like, oh my God, this is just getting worse. Yeah,
So, what state did you guys land, first of all?
Kansas.
Kansas City.
Of all places, yeah. It was like a boot camp for Maine, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's just like, right, like, I mean, anyone who lives in Maine knows Maine and has ever visited Kansas, they will know what I'm talking about. It's just a lot to deal with as a person of color, honestly, or a black person. Anything. So coming in.
Well, at least she learned the American value of blaming everything on the race card, I guess. But yeah, this is one of the Somalians in Maine. Kind of a crazy thing to say that landing in Kansas City was boot camp. It was difficult. So sorry you didn't get to live in a 4-star hotel. Maybe you should have gone to England. True and real. We have Fox News has obtained photos showing one of the Somali illegal aliens tied to Minnesota's fraud scheme posing alongside high-ranking Democrats. Both Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz appear smiling in images with Abdul Dahir Ibrahim. He entered the country in 2007 and has had an order for removal since 2004. Did he come here before that? Because, like, do you mean he re-entered the country in 2007? Did he commit a crime that he was on some, like, FBI list, and that's why he had a removal before he even entered? I'm a little confused at these dates. That's Bush admin. What the fuck? Why is he still here? Because neither side of our government cares about kicking illegals out of the country. He's also had a prior conviction in Canada for asylum and welfare fraud. Why? Why do our politicians literally do nothing? I know why the left does nothing, because they encourage this, but why do Republicans yell about this and then do nothing? It's infuriating.
All right, this news just breaking moments ago. Fox News has obtained photos of one of the Somali illegal immigrants wrapped up in the Minnesota fraud scandal, posing with several high-profile Minnesota Democrats, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz. The man pictured is Abdul Dahir Ibrahim. He entered the country in 2000 and has had an order for removal since 2004.
Literally
he also
insanity.
Has a prior conviction in Canada for asylum and welfare fraud.
How did he get to pose?
Ibrahim was granted temporary protected status for 10 years, but should have never been eligible We are going to have more on this in our next hour.
I just like literally all of our systems are fucking broken and that criminals can just take advantage of absolutely everything here. And there's nothing we can do about it. God fucking damn. You're from Chicago, and as a first-generation Mexican-American, things are out of hand. Mayor is planning to spend $200 billion for illegals. You've criticized City Hall, but they're loyal to him no matter how much of a centralist one can be. We're blasted as fascists. It's because it's all just a way to shut you up and stop noticing things. Right? It's like, stop noticing that we're working against the American people. Stop noticing that we're prioritizing criminals above actual Americans. Stop noticing that instead of law and order, we want chaos to drive more votes to our party because we say the right things. If more people point out what they're doing, then they're going to eventually get less votes, and that's a bad thing for them, you know? I hate it. I'm tired of it. It's all so tiresome. Andy Nyo, 5 Somali Muslims have been charged for allegedly trying to bribe a juror to acquit their brethren on trial who is accused of stealing $40 million of American taxpayer money meant to feed hungry children. 5 were convicted at trial earlier this month. The bribe suspects allegedly carried out a plan where $120,000 was given to a juror with the instruction that she had to convince the other jurors the prosecution was racist. Once again, they never actually think you are racist. They just know that calling someone racist completely disregards everything they're saying. It's literally like an Uno reverse automatic win card in the US because people are so absolutely terrified of this word. And for good reason, because for some reason companies actually care when someone's called a racist, and they shouldn't. Because most of the people shouting so-and-so is a racist are more racist than the person they're calling a racist. But because they come from a position of having the quote-unquote correct opinions, they're able to exert this power over people. And when they call you a racist, it can ruin your entire fucking life. I wish, like Asmon said, the word has no power anymore. And it's nice to see that more people are waking the fuck up to it just being a lying tactic to convince people to be against someone. But it's still going to take time for it to be a literally useless word. They promised more money. 3 of the suspects allegedly destroyed evidence from their phones when they were ordered to surrender evidence. This is the first time in Minnesota history that bribes were made in a federal trial. And they've got some pictures here. They got some pictures of some people, some pictures of some money in a bag, and then part of the justice.gov thing. 5 defendants have been indicted for their roles in a conspiracy to provide a $120,000 bribe to a juror in the Feeding Our Future trial, announced U.S. Attorney General Andrew M. Luger. According to court documents on April 22nd, 2024, 7 defendants went to trial before U.S. District Judge Nancy E. Brazel for their roles in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. During the trial, Abdiaziz Shafi Farah, 35, of Savage, what an interesting town name, Abdi Majid Mohammed Noor, 23, of Shakopee, said Shafi Farah, 42, Saeed, that's not said the English word, that's Saeed, the name. Saeed Shafi Farah, 42, of Minneapolis, Abdul Karim Shafi Farah, 24, of Minneapolis, and Ladan Muhammad Ali, 31, of Seattle, Washington, conspired with each other to provide a cash bribe to one of the jurors in exchange for the juror returning a not guilty verdict in the trial. Conspirators conducted online research to obtain Juror 52's personal information, including her home address and information about her background and family members. They conducted surveillance of Juror 52 to confirm her home address and obtain information about Juror 52's daily habits. One of the conspirators followed Juror 52 home as she left the courthouse during the trial, and they purchased a GPS tracking device to covertly install on Juror 52's car in order to track her movements. And you would expect me to believe this isn't some kind of coordinated effort? Are you fucking kidding me? As part of the scheme, the conspirators obtained approximately $200,000 in cash to be delivered and paid to Juror 52 as a bribe in exchange for a not guilty verdict in the trial. The conspirators drafted a list of instructions for Juror 52 that included directions for her to vote not guilty on all counts for all defendants, and to convince all the remaining jurors to mark not guilty for all defendants on all counts. The conspirators compiled a list of arguments to convince other jurors, many of which appeared designed to convince Juror 52 that the prosecution was motivated by racial animus. That's a pretty crazy thing to do. There's the full justice release. Full justice release. Where's my back button here? And Andy Nyo reposted this because that was from June 2024. And he said, flashback. Somalians in Minnesota tried to help their brethren escape justice at a massive fraud trial by giving a juror around $200,000 in a cash bag for returning a not guilty decision in the verdict. They picked a black female juror and said that she could try to convince the others that the prosecution was white supremacist and racist. The juror reported the attempted bribe to the court. Based patriotic woman. Where did the poor Somalian get $200,000? Fraud. It's all fraud, all the way down. But Kirsche, think of all the delicious food they bring to the country. Yeah? Yeah, all the delicious food? Hold on a minute. I don't know if I can play that music, so we're just gonna watch his face in silence. We're gonna just watch his awkward, disgusted face in awkward silence as the man next to him smiles smugly and claps along. I was like, yeah, we need the delicious food. That's it's worth all the fraud. Don't worry about it. A plate of some disgusting sloppa that even Frey can't choke down is certainly worth selling out the rest of your countrymen. Kind of crazy, and I took some screenshots because his face was pristine. It's beautiful and ripe for the memeing. Like, just the juxtaposition between the despair in Frey's face and like the smugness of the guy next to him. Oh my god, it's so fucking great. I lost my mind watching this for the first time. He's not even trying. He's just pushing it around on the plate, hoping they don't notice. He's like, how much of this do I have to pretend to like before I can stop eating it? Somalian food is overcooked goat meat mixed with rice. They don't use spice, flavor, etc. It's just extremely bland. I wouldn't know because I've never eaten Somali food and I never will. God willing. You know, the guy next to him was smiling like, huh, I got him, right? That's what it looks like. Oh, someone made a meme of it. That's so fucking great. Burritos, thank you. Is he gonna swallow the food? I feel like this is not authentic. I feel like this has been grokathied. This doesn't look like a hand-drawn Jack, as it were. Wouldn't it be funny if it's not actually their food and they fed him some shit they feed the goat? That would be funny. That would be really funny. Someone asked, can you make him soy out harder? I hate how the page flips around. Literally. Oh my god. It even made the bowls bigger. This is the opposite of the mug man. They should do the one where he has the crying soy jack face. Patchouli, thank you. The guy next to him looks like if you ordered the former FCC director Ajit Pai from Temu. He says an NGO headquartered in Minnesota is getting paid $2,375 for every Somalian immigrant they bring into the U.S. Why are Somalians in America? I looked into it. The main group bringing in Somalians is Lutheran Social Services. It turns out they get $2,375 for every Somalian they bring over. Kind of reminds me of that video of that Christian school. I can't remember in which state. But they were like an entirely Indian school. Like they were getting money for having Indians being students, and they were using it to give them like more permanent visas rather than the student visa. We have to ask the question, why are they coming over here in the first place? And another surprise, turns out our government was funding a dictatorship in Somalia. This is where the movie Black Hawk Down comes from. Overall, Somalis have no right to be in America, especially North Dakota and Minnesota. Why is North Dakota mentioned? I don't know what's going on in North Dakota, man. They don't integrate into our societies. They carry over clan mentalities. And if you personally have never interacted with a Somalian or just don't believe me, I would recommend checking out Nick Shirley's video he did the other day. The money is a one-time reception and placement grant of $2,425 per refugee. I don't want to read the rest of this just in case it's said in the video, but we'll see.
Why are Somalians in America? Yesterday, a Somalian rear-ended me, which thankfully no one was hurt and no damage was done to my truck. But it got me thinking. Why are Somalians in America? Especially North Dakota and Minnesota. So, I looked into it. The main group bringing in Somalians is Lutheran Social Services. They are led by this guy, and this is his staff. And turns out, they get $2,375 for every Somalian they bring.
That little thing that comes up on the screen says, under the U.S. Federal Resettlement Program run by Office of Refugee Resettlement, or ORR, And U.S. Department of State local resettlement agencies historically receive a one-time payment for each newly admitted refugee. In Minnesota, and more broadly, that amount has been $2,375 US per person. This is a fun reminder that there's going to be a bill in the New Hampshire House next year that is going to be purporting to close the New Hampshire Office of Refugee Resettlement, because we do not need refugee resettlement in New Hampshire. And I, hopefully, will find myself out there in time to vote for that bill, because that would be great. I would love to be able to support something like that.
$375 for every Somalian they bring over. But we have to ask the question, why are they coming over here in the first place? And another surprise, turns out our government was funding a dictatorship in Somalia throughout the Cold War, led by Saeed Barre. And this dictatorship led to clan favoritism and overall just destabilized the country. And it inevitably collapsed in 1991. Also, our troops were over there. This is where the movie Black Hawk Down comes from. But overall, Somalians have no right to be in America, especially North Dakota and Minnesota.
I don't know why especially those two places. You know, I don't know why the especially.
They don't integrate into our societies. They carry over their clan mentalities. If you personally have never interacted with Somalian or just don't believe me, I would recommend checking out Nick Shirley's video he did the other day. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know down in the comments below. My name's Jeb Ball. Like and follow for more America First content.
I'm sorry. I was assuming this was going to be Nick Shirley, but I guess Wall Street Apes literally just transcribed the video for a fucking tweet. I hate this account so fucking much, you have no idea.
Inside of this town of St. Cloud, this is one of the many Islamic centers here. This is a mosque here, but something that's super interesting about this mosque right here, it actually used to be a Lutheran church. You can see right here on the backdrop of this wall right here, this used to be a Lutheran church. So that just shows how much of the population has shifted from Christian to Muslim as far as the people in the population here inside of this town, as this used to be a Lutheran church, now it's an Islamic mosque. So right here is the St. Cloud University, and we were just at that mosque right there, and then if you go another block over, there's another mosque. And then what's interesting is right next to this mosque right here, there's a Presbyterian church. So you have two churches right next to each other, one worshiping Allah, and the other worshiping God. English? Speak English? No. Anybody speak English? How are you?
Good.
Good. How would you describe the rise of Islam here inside of Minnesota, or inside of St. Cloud?
We have talked to. It's coming.
What?
And are you from Somalia?
Yes. Yes.
And what year did you come here?
Come here at 1990.
What's attracting a lot of people to convert to Islam?
I don't really have much knowledge on that, but basically human life crosses and all that, you know, like what's going on around the world and stuff. I think something like that.
And do the people here in Minnesota, are they very receptive to Islam here?
It depends, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure.
And how long have you lived here for?
8 years.
8 years? And where are you from?
Somalia, Mogadishu.
And why are a lot of Somalians choosing to come here to Minnesota?
Different reasons, family, wages, a lot of different reasons.
He has like a very disarming tone that makes me slightly uncomfortable. Let's see, what are the other videos here? My job is to send money to Africa. What the fuck? Why does this dude sound like Mr. Plinkett? Oh my god.
Minnesota is home to one of the largest populations of Somalians, and America accepted thousands of Somalis refugees in the 1990s due to the civil war that was taking place. And when they came to the United States, a large portion of them decided to settle in Minnesota for some reason. And now that decades have passed, those refugees have had children, and the Somali population has grown. This also raises the number of members of Islam born into the United States, and also expands the influence of Islam throughout the country. It's projected that Minneapolis is now home to over 200,000 Somalians, and now many of those Somalians are also part of the government, like Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, and now they also have another new person running for mayor of Minneapolis who's also Somalian and also Muslim. And Minneapolis is also one of the only cities in America that permits the Muslim call prayer to be played out loud for all the public to hear.
We're going to get radical, hardened, militant Islamists to come into America.
I think Islam hates us.
Inside of this grocery store, it's actually not just like a normal grocery store. There's actually a bunch of other stores inside of the grocery store. So right here you have one store, right here you have another store, and then right here you have another store, then up here you have another store. In total, inside of this section of the grocery store, there are 6 separate stores. How's life here as a Somalian?
Life is good. I do phone bills, sending money to Africa. That's where I do. The business is good.
What the fuck?
And how have you seen the rise of Somalians and the rise of Islam here inside of Minnesota?
As well, you know, the rise is good and been allowed. We have a place to pray, and life is good.
Did this dumbass just confess to financial crimes? Does it matter if he did? Is anything gonna happen to him?
How long have you lived here in America for?
For 10 years now.
And when you came here, did the government bring you here, or did you come here by your own choice?
I came here by my own choice. I was one of the refugees from Uganda. I was brought by UN.
You were brought by the UN to come into the United States?
Yes. And life is
I hate the United Nations.
We try to enter into businesses. We intermingle. And yeah, we do what is required. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We
best
do
of luck.
what is
How have you seen the
required.
rise of Islam here in this area?
It's a big rise.
And why do you think Islam
Where did he find this creature?
is on the rise here in the United States?
Because of a lot of Somalians come here from East Africa, and so they come here to practice Islam because it's safe.
And right now, if you listen super closely, you can hear the call to prayer.
I actually think it was easier to hear the call to prayer in the background when he was talking, as opposed to when he put the microphone out to the street.
You think traditional...
Also, that just sounded like demonic. Ooh. So I'm not. What?
Western values are falling while Eastern values are rising here in the United States?
I don't know. Yeah.
You're asking a man with a ponytail about Western and American values falling and foreign values taking their place. I don't think the man with the ponytail and the merce is really gonna care. I'm gonna be real with you.
Really no. I would say
I guess it just depends on what you mean.
Traditional values that brought up the Western world, like Christian values. Would you say those are on the decline while Eastern values are on the uprise here?
I guess there's a lot of different interpretations of what Christian values are, so you'd have to be a little more specific.
Like the values of the Bible.
Yeah, but like people interpret the Bible in different ways.
I hate
right?
this woman. I hate
So,
this
like,
Redditor
the generic
behavior.
teachings, like the 10 Commandments.
I don't know. I think it just depends.
Do you guys think St. Cloud has been taken over by Somalis?
Hell yeah.
Hey, are we on YouTube?
I bet.
Hey, YouTube.
And how
My
do you guys
base
feel about
child?
Somali takeover?
Get out.
I don't know.
You don't want him here?
I mean, we can't.
I mean, I'm fine with them. It's just that it's overpopulated.
Do you feel like they're gonna eventually overpopulate the Americans here?
Yeah, they definitely will.
And did you guys vote for them to come here? As far as like, did you guys have to pass any legislation in order to receive them?
No. Nope.
In your personal opinion, what's the biggest issue with them being here inside of you guys' city?
Driving. It's always a car crash for no reason. As you can see, they all around here.
Robbing people.
Yeah, definitely crime.
Base
Pirates.
sweet fishing dad.
And the correlation between the Somalis and the correlation between the Somalis and Muslims, are the majority of them all Muslims?
Yeah, I would say so.
I'd say 50-50.
And what's your guys' take on the Islam here?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Religion.
Yeah. And 10 years from now, do you think you guys will be the minority here in your own city?
No. Nope. It'd be Somalians. So
10 years from now, do you guys think the Somalis will be the majority here?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Enjoy
People
the rest
terrified
of,
of having an
Guys'
opinion.
channel, man.
Well, it's like you can't. It's understandable to be scared of giving an opinion in a place where you could actually face physical repercussions for it, you know? Like, even when you're doing it online, you still could end up facing physical repercussions for it, right? Like it can be very scary when the people that you know are going to be against what you're saying do get physically violent, do try to go after your ability to provide for your family or yourself, and do try to destroy your life. It is a very scary thing to be up against.
Nick, Shirley.
It's pretty deep in it. It's a lot of people, right? It's pretty big. They all
he got banana shorts.
Like they come together, right?
Would you say there's more Muslims than there are Christians here in this area?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Trenchcoat Man. They literally pulled a gun out in the video earlier for just asking questions. That's very true. That did happen. We saw it.
I would say so. I would think so. Yeah, I would say so. Yes, sir.
And how do you feel about the rise of Islam here in the United States?
I don't really know too much personally. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know too much about Islam. I'm all for like what anybody wants to be with their religion and what they want to do, but I don't know too much about it. I just know it's real powerful here in Minnesota.
And why do you think it's so powerful here in Minnesota?
That's a good question. But I think they got, don't they have like powerful people like in the government and stuff like that? They got something going on. Like they must have something here for them to come to, if that makes sense. Like there's something for them to be like. There might be more of them than black people. So.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, something is bringing them here. Something is bringing them here. I feel like
delicious money dollars
and all that. I thought he was Islam, but I don't know. I feel like something is just bringing them here. Like it must be something here that they love. So I think. They have like a schooling or a church or something. They got something where they all dress up and they're attending something. You know what I mean? They have events for them. There's obviously something going on where they have, you know, an event going on or some type of fun or family or something where they can.
He's noticing. I believe in his abilities.
Celebrate. Like it's got to be.
Are you guys seeing more people convert to Christianity or Islam here inside of St. Cloud?
Inside of St. Cloud? I mean, I see like a couple people converting Islam, yeah.
How do you like living here?
Yeah, it's super nice. It's like home.
How long have you lived here for?
I think like 4 years right now.
4 years, and where are you from?
From Somalia.
Somalia. Yeah. And how come this town here in Minnesota, how come this has been like the chosen spot for Somalians to move to?
I don't have any idea about it, but people are living here, enjoying, so I just found myself here.
How'd you get here? And do you have a lot of family that lives here in this town?
Yeah, we have a lot of families.
How many family members do you have?
Which TV are you from?
My name's Nick Shirley. I'm a YouTuber.
Oh, yeah, YouTuber.
And how many people are in your family?
He responded the same way old people do when I say that.
I can't count them.
You can't count them? There's that many?
Yeah, it's their money.
How many people do you think are in your family here?
I can't give you an exact number, but yeah.
How do you not know?
Like 20, 30?
More than that.
More than that? How big's your family? Like 50 people?
50, yeah.
50 people here. Wow. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you? How are you doing, sir? Good, good. Do you think the Muslims, the Somalians, are going to outpace the Americans here with their...
Guy has like Nickelodeon cartoon head.
Statistics continue how they are right now with American
be a
birth
Jimmy
rates
Neutron
declining
side
and
character.
Islamic birth rates on an incline. Well, yeah. But I would love to see people like you having more kids. Kids are amazing, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of Christians aren't having too many kids these days.
Yeah, I would encourage, you know, have more kids. Keep the nuclear family alive. You know, more marriages, great marriages, kids. It helps the community.
More marriages, so you want to have more than one wife?
Heck no. Me personally, Nick, I'll tell you this. Me personally, if I even get one, I'll be happy.
And what do you guys think about the rise of Islam here in the United States? Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.
It's true and real.
See you guys.
More than one waifu will ruin your lifeu. That is sage advice. And then there's this one.
The rise of Islam is real here in the United States.
5 days
it's
ago.
the fastest growing religion across America, and it's nearly doubled in size over the past 2 decades. Muslims aren't just outpacing the nation in birth rates, they're also out-converting Christians. Nearly a quarter of all U.S. Muslims are converts, and most of them used to be Christians. While Christian churches are losing members, mosques are gaining members, and...
To be fair, Christians have a major fucking optics issue. Like, whenever anything bad happens, the Christian person comes out and they're just like, I know you raped and murdered people I love, but I forgive you. Nobody wants to be a part of that. Nobody wants that. And I've been screaming about how Christians have an optics issue for years, and I still get pushback on it. And it's like, you just don't seem to, nobody wants to be a part of like not getting actual justice when done wrong. Nobody wants to be looking at someone groveling when they shouldn't have to and think I should do that too. Nobody's gonna do that. And those are the ones that everyone fucking sees, unfortunately.
They're keeping them. And today I'm here in Minnesota, home to one of the largest Muslim populations in all of America, to witness the rise firsthand. I'll be speaking with Muslims, Christian Americans, all Americans, entering in the mosque, asking the questions you guys want answered. From 9/11 to Sharia law, everything in between. There are no questions that are off the table for this video. And now, let's hit the streets and see what's happening. And to see the rise of Islam firsthand, we head to Cedar Riverside in Minneapolis to see how much the Islam community has grown inside of this community inside of America. And why do you think so many people are converting to Islam here? It's the #1 growing religion here in the United States.
Well, it's not only the growing, it's the fastest growing religion in the world. And no one can stop it. It looks like it is the best and the final religion to humanity. So if you don't accept it, that's up to you.
Islam is the #1 growing religion.
Wow was the best and final MMO.
Here in the United States. Yeah. Why do you think that is so?
Because of the great influx, #1 of the immigrants that we had.
While we were inside of Cedar Riverside, we actually met a lady who had left the Islam faith. So are you a Muslim woman or no?
I'm not. My parent was Muslim.
How come you left Islam?
Because they control me. They control my clothes, and it's not good.
Do you think women are suppressed?
Yes, of course, they breast. It's not. They don't want it, but we females,
you're kind of fucking brave for saying this on camera. Holy shit.
They will be close. But me, I don't want clothes. You have to tell President Trump. You have to tell me a message. Females, they have this United States, they have freedom. They can wear whatever they wanted, but Islamic, they breast females.
So if you're a woman in Afghanistan and you don't wear the hijab,
they kill you. They don't want you if you don't wear a hijab. Even me, I wear this because they don't want me to wear a pant. Yeah.
Really?
I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid. That's why I wear this.
That's
and why do you think Islam is the largest growing religion here in the United States right now?
Because of our Quran. Our Quran, our book never changes.
About a year ago, Jay Smith and Hatun Tash attempted to show 26 different Arabic Qurans to the world. They didn't have enough time to show all 26, so they decided to bring the Qurans back to Speaker's Corner to go through just some of the differences. To date, Arabic scholars have found 45,377 differences between the 26 Qurans. I don't know how many differences are in the Bible, so I don't know if that's big or not. I don't know. That sounds huge. That sounds like a lot of differences. But I also have no idea what the differences in the Bible are either, so I don't know if that's actually big or not.
Hit play, it's one nerd. Book.
How many versions? There are 10 recognized recitations of the Quran, also called Qira'at, which are based on different chains of transmissions and slight variations in pronunciation, intonation, and wording. 7 of these are considered canonical, while 3 are complementary. Non-canonical fan fiction Quran? The most widely used recitation today is that of Hafs on the authority of Asim.
One language.
The Quran was originally written in classical Arabic and is considered a sacred text in that language alone. However, it has been translated into numerous other languages, with sources indicating over 100 translations for the complete text and 114 for selected verses. These translations are considered interpretations of the original text, not the Quran itself.
One religion.
The death of Muhammad died at the age of 62. He never claimed to be a god or anything other than a mere mortal. His tomb is located in Medina, the city of the Prophet. No provision was made to continue Muhammad's work after he died. One division thought his successor should be a blood relative. This division led to the Shia, or Shiite, branch of Islam, which makes up about 15% of Muslims. Others felt that the successor should be a worthy follower and did not need to be a blood relative. This branch became known as Sunni, which makes up about 84% of Muslims. Various smaller branches of Islam also exist, including Sufi, which approaches the Islamic faith from a more mystical and spiritual perspective. Medea goes to
Islam
Mecca.
in all over the world.
Do you think Islam will eventually overtake Christianity here in the United States?
Worldwide, not just the United States. We have people converting every day.
She is for the jihad.
A Christian man to convert to Islam.
When they read the Quran and they find the truth, and they read it in English, and they see how peaceful Islam is.
Oh, we got some Islam verses here. I will cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieved, so strike them upon the necks and strike them from every fingertip. Quran 8:12. Quran 9:5. Then kill the polytheists wherever you find them and capture them and besiege them.
And could you shake a man's hand?
No.
Do you find that interesting that women can't shake other men's hands?
No, I don't find that interesting. It's normal.
Is it true that Muslims also practice polygamy?
Yes.
Would you accept another wife into your marriage?
In our religion, it says.
What's it like being a Muslim here in the United States?
I'm not speaking English, only one Somali language.
What does it mean to you to be a part of Islam?
I don't know, I'm not speaking English very well.
How are you? Do any of you speak English? English? No. Can women speak on camera? No. I kept going because I wanted to speak with some more of the elders here to see if they could share their story about coming here from Somalia and how they've seen the rise firsthand. However, none of them spoke English. How are you? Can I ask any of you guys some questions? No? Speak English?
English, no.
No? Do any of you speak English? I then found someone who I could speak with and ask the controversial questions. And what do you say about what happened on 9/11, or those when people say Allah Akbar or things like that?
I thought it's tragedy.
Would you say that's a misrepresentation of the true Islam, or do you think
It definitely is, Mr.
Bro, we found the luckiest leprechaun. Look at this
Of the
guy.
true Islam, or do you think
Look at this guy. That's crazy. Luckiest leprechaun, man. We found him.
It definitely is misrepresentation. True Islam doesn't believe in violence.
After a few interviews, somebody came up to us angry because we were asking people about the rise of Islam inside this community. My name is Shirley.
What are you doing?
My name is Shirley. I'm a YouTuber. We're doing a video on the rise of Islam here in the United States.
The rise of Islam.
Yeah, it's the #1 converting religion.
The rise of Islam. Make it make sense for me.
This guy wouldn't show his
Why
face
is
on
he saying
camera,
it
and this
that way?
conversation kept going for a few minutes, and he demanded that we deleted the footage of the interviews that we took here on the street. I said no, and he said, you better go, and we're gonna make sure you leave. From Minneapolis, we went to a town named St. Cloud that's seen a dramatic shift in their demographic and as well as religion in the area. Inside of this town, St. Cloud, this is one of the many Islamic centers here. This is a mosque here, but something that's super interesting about this mosque right here, it actually used to be. Do you see more people here converting to Islam or to Christianity?
Just anecdotally, I'd say that Islam's on the rise here. I do know Christianity, including our denomination here in St. Cloud, is not growing. It's actually declining.
Do you see any conflicts with Islam and Christianity?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think Islam and Christianity can coincide here inside of this town?
Why is there a cut there?
I think when they get the majority, like there's more people that practice Islam, I think that it will take a different form. I think up until that point we can coexist, but history's shown that when the Muslim community gets majority in areas, they tend to behave differently. So I challenge you to go and look at the growth of the Somali refugee population, because they're the ones that really put a demand on the desire for Islam. Was Minnesota took a lot of Somali refugees, and many of them were placed here in St. Cloud.
However, now we're going to go to other mosque because now it is the time for prayer. So we're going to head over to another one, see if we can talk to some more people as well.
And we're about to go into prayer right now. You can come in, take
Jimmy
your shoes
Neutron
off.
Man.
I can grab you a chair to sit in.
Okay.
You can
He was very nice in the other video. He's blending in, chat.
How many people are you seeing, for instance, like how many white American boys like me are you seeing convert to Islam?
So I'm a close friend of one of them. I wish he was here today so he could talk to you. Originally he's Irish. His family had lived in Minnesota for the past, I would say, 70 years. His great-grandparents came early on during the early 1900s, and he recently accepted Islam, I would say, 2 years ago. And when I was talking to him, he accepted Islam.
They're converting
through
the
reading,
Irish.
the Quranic literature, you know?
So what's the difference between you and somebody who's been radicalized?
Well, the difference between me and someone who's been radicalized is this.
Too mad back from the... I knew that Jimmy Neutron character looked familiar. I couldn't remember Too Mad's name.
Theological gain. Allah says in the Quran, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا.
He's putting a curse upon my... I like Nick's face. He's just like, what the fuck is this guy saying?
Which means Allah does not prohibit you from those that don't fight you, don't expel you from your homes, to be kind to them. Allah is not prohibiting you from doing that. In fact, Wallahu yuhibbul muhsinin. Allah loves those that are kind to them.
So why does the word radicalized come up, for instance, like the death to America, that sort of stuff? Where does that come from? Because that's a lot of stuff that maybe I see on the news, or maybe I see because I'm living here in the United States, and that's kind of the news you get, is like the Islam's taking over, and they're going to want to make sure that Sharia law is brought to pass and that everybody converts to Islam.
Well, there's this misconception about Sharia law.
Nope.
Everybody sees
All right,
Sharia
I'm
law
out.
as this law that puts everybody that's not a Muslim under this radical military
That's
rule.
because that's what
that
it
you
is.
Either comply with what the government says, or you're punished. No, Sharia law is really simple. Of a big part of Sharia law is this: the Prophet, may peace be and blessing be upon him, said, "It is not befitting for you to go to sleep with your belly full with food while your neighbor is hungry." Sharia law is not a political rule. What's specifically...
But that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. 328, let not the believers take disbelievers as allies instead of the believers. And whoever does that has nothing with Allah except when taking precaution against them in prudence. And Allah warns you of himself, and to Allah is the destination. I have no idea what that means. Tell that to Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq. True. Psycho, thank you. One man takes 3 wives and reproduces. The other two's job is jihad. I remember soldiers talking about how, like, when a pregnant woman would walk towards them, they would obviously want, you know, to not arm themselves and to see if the pregnant woman is all right. But instead of being pregnant, she would just be strapped with, like, a suicide bomb. And having to, like, unwrite that programming of see woman, want to help woman, and then especially see pregnant woman, want to help pregnant woman, was just really difficult for a lot of soldiers. And it's like disturbing to hear those kinds of stories be told.
Funny to me is the right-wing media and the radical Islamists, as I put it, both view the Quran in the same way. They both view the Quran as some war-fighting material that the Islamists use to, prove their point, and the radical right use to prove...
a little Freudian slip there, wasn't it, brother?
Their point against Islam.
And when people talk about the takeover of Islam, or for instance, they talk about how the Somalians are taking over Minnesota, and they believe it's part of Sharia law. Is that true or not true with what Sharia law says?
Well, no part of Sharia law says go into a land, subjugate its people, do this, do that. Going out, when the Prophet would send missionaries to Christian nations, he didn't tell them to, hey, go there, yell at them, yada, 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 do this. No, he said, be like them, dress like them, talk to them, help them, introduce them to Islam gradually. I'm not just gonna go in there and say, hey, this is Islam, take it. If you don't...
Globalize the intifada.
You know, I'm gonna do something to you. No, it's a gradual thing.
I mean, he's right, it is a gradual thing. That's the one thing he's right about there.